Hi, thanks for showing up. Repeat after me. I am here to be truly helpful. I am here to represent Him who sent me. I do not need to worry about what to say or what to do, because He who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever He wishes. Knowing He goes there with me. I will be healed as I let Him teach me to heal. Let's talk more about the perfect storm and how it's all happening for me. So I started this support call because I need help. I'm struggling. I struggle to reach out. And I know I'm not alone. I know there's others like me. And so this is an attempt, I thought, to offer support. But really, it's just a way to push my own buttons to trigger the pain I still carry so that I can see it, so that I can welcome it, so that Holy Spirit can wash it away. So this perfect storm hugely involves trauma for me. My story is very traumatic, very painful. And this move has triggered it in ways that I didn't recognize at first. Now I'm going to jump levels here. I recognize I have level confusion. And I'm brand new at this, so I don't really understand, but I do recognize this huge back and forth. I love how Beloved calls it the cha-cha-cha. It is. It's a 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back. It's a bucking bronco. It's a dance. It's a war. It's a ping pong. So trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma. This apartment is triggering all of this trauma. Like I mentioned last night, CPTSD comes into my world, the knowledge of it. One of my many mental illness diagnoses was PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I had a very traumatic childhood. Lots of trauma happened. And then I had lots of trauma happened when I was a teenager. And then when my son died, when I was in my early 20s, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and it tipped me over an edge that nobody was prepared to deal with. And that's why I entered the mental health system. And I spent 13 years in that mental health system being traumatized, trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma, abandonment, neglect, abuse, victimhood. So many layers to the victimhood. When I was a child, it was what they did to me, my parents. I grew up in an alcoholic home with drug abuse and emotional neglect. I could label it with a whole bunch of things. I'm really starting to see it all as unconscious guilt. It's all just that smokescreen to cover. So this purging I'm going through, this looking at all this stuff that's coming up, this introduction to CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. The more I look into it, the more I understand myself. The more I dive deeper into it, the more I feel it, the more I heal it, and the more I see that it's part of the story. It's the projection. It's all such a projection. All of my unconscious guilt projected outwards. And so, like, one thing after another, after another, after another is just beating me down, beating me down, beating me down. Another thing, another thing. And then this morning, another thing happened. And it was just like, I saw it again. It's like this bubble bursts for me. It's like I was living in a fantasy world, like I was in a dream, an unconscious dream. I wasn't aware that I was dreaming. Something, I see it as like a bubble bursting. And I'm now awake to what I was asleep to. I once was blind, I now can see. And so this meeting that I was supposed to attend this morning, I was an hour late because of the time change. Me and another person were both there an hour late. And it was just like, oh, really? I so needed to hear what was said. I so needed to be there. The topic was so important to me. And by no fault of my own, complete victimhood again. Look what they did. The time change. Whoever created the fucking time change. Look what they did to me. Look how they're causing me to suffer, missing this meeting. Wow. And to watch the mind go ballistic is really quite something. So again, forgiveness is still and quietly does nothing. It merely looks and waits and judges not. The right mind is looking at the wrong mind without judgment. That's what we're doing here. We're just becoming aware. So again, I was shown deeper layers today, more awareness of where I was still being unconscious, where I was still projecting my guilt on others. Look what you've done to me. And so this healing process is that letting go of the projection. It's pulling back the projection. It's the welcoming of those feelings and recognizing that the world is not causing these feelings. I've created this situation that is making me feel this way so that I can see it outside of me. It's so simple and so fucking complex and really hard. The task is simple and the ego makes it really hard because we're unwinding the ego here, we're undoing it. And it is fighting for its life. Yeah. So waking up in this dream, recognizing that I'm the decision maker as I watch this dream character, the transformation artist, scramble to fix things, scramble to fix this relapse back into the abyss of mental illness. Because this trauma storm, more into the story, unpacking more of the story. I'm in year 13 of my recovery journey. Recovery from many things, including trauma. Year 13. There's so much meaning that my mind wants to place on all of this. And it actually all just means nothing. It means what I tell it it means. One of the interesting things about saying that prayer in the beginning is I had all of these ideas of what I wanted to share. I feel like each time I go to share something, it just goes quiet in my mind. I go blank. I'm not supposed to share that. That wasn't it. Year 13. The transformation artist continues to transform as she learns the deeper layers of complex trauma and how a crappy childhood can affect the way your adulthood is lived. Or blame. I'm so fucking mad at my caregivers for not being there for me. And I can watch all of those parts of me at war, having temper tantrums. And I am not them. I am not that. I'm the witness. I'm the watcher. I'm the non-judgmental awareness. Right now, I can watch and I can witness and I can welcome. Quite a few times today, I was sucked into it, sucked right into it, feeling the feelings, thinking the thoughts. And then it would get so intense that like this bubble just bursts and I'm like, oh yeah. Wow, look at that. Holy Spirit, come and look at this. Look at the insanity here that is coming up. It just keeps being created and created and created. More and more and more. Total insanity up there. Blaming like crazy. Victimhood like crazy. So many thoughts. So this is the practice. As often as we can, we just look at it. We don't fix, we don't judge, we welcome, we watch. We ask Holy Spirit to look at it with us. And that's what undoes the guilt. And that's what the healing is. When I left the spiritual community, it was very heavy into healing. It was the Grand Master, Tao Grand Master, is a Western medicine doctor and an Eastern philosophy master and all sorts, traditional Chinese medicine doctor. So he teaches you how to heal. And I experienced miracle, what I called miracle after miracle after miracle. And then I left. And for the longest time, I didn't understand, how did I heal then? What healed? What is it? What was it that healed me? Forgiveness, letting go of the unconscious guilt, changing the mind. The miracle isn't what happens. It's not that I was healed. That isn't the miracle. The miracle is the change in perception. A miracle is a correction. It merely looks on devastation and reminds the mind that what it sees is false. None of this is happening. It's a dream, it's an illusion, it's a smokescreen. I'm not here, you're not here. There is no time and space. There's no past, there's no future. There's only this present moment. This whole script has already happened. This is all in the past. These concepts are just so mind-boggling at the same time as so truthful. A Course in Miracles is intense, and it only caters to a certain group of people. Those who really, really are at their wits' end. When we realize nothing else is working, nothing is ever going to work, there must be another way. And it's Jesus's rescue mission. And so if you still believe that there must be something else, some other way to fix this, then you're not going to be able to accept A Course in Miracles teaching that this is all a dream, this is a projection. I'm so done with all of it, so sick and tired of being sick and tired. That when I hear the esoteric knowledge coming from Jesus in the Course, I am like, fuck yeah, that must be it. Because this place is totally fucking insane. Just the amount of trauma that keeps happening to me, like trigger after trigger. It's like when you hit your thumb and it's sore, and now you're always hitting your thumb. Like you've never hit your thumb before in your life, and you injure your thumb, and all of a sudden you're banging your thumb on everything. Become super sensitive, and absolutely everything seems to hurt it. Trauma's like this. Trauma's a wound. So it's this gaping, wide open wound, and everything is irritating it. Simple little things. I'm flying off the fucking handle. Simple little things, and I'm ready to fucking kill myself. Intense, extreme emotional reactions. It's totally insane. The victimhood, the blame, it's totally insane. Have you ever just sat back and watched your mind think? It's totally amazing, totally insane. It's quite entertaining at times when you can be separate from it. I had an experience a couple of days ago where I went for a walk with the Holy Spirit and just watched. I was given a 20-minute window where I could see the insanity of the dream, everything that I had created, all of the thoughts that I was creating, just the sheer insanity of it all. So I invite you, look at it. Ask Holy Spirit to look at it with you. It's a game changer. We're not here to fix anything. There's nothing to fix. We are here to heal. How do we heal? We welcome, we watch, we unwind. Yes, but there must be something. So many temper tantrums are going off. A civil war is happening. Thank you for listening. How does it make you feel? What kind of thoughts are evoked by this? I wonder. I love you. I wish you well. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.